Hey, what ya? How many chapters and warbands utilize honorary names?
What do you mean by that? We all have rankings and honors.
No, I mean like earned names. I know some use them, but how many directly?
Let's see. The Death Watch uses shield names, Imperial Fists use wall names, the Space Wolves, I assume, have something similar given the Fenrisian culture. I believe that the Nocturnes have similar, though I cannot be sure on that. I assume the World Eaters do too, but that I'm not willing to find out on.
Neat! I can make a lot of assumptions involving this sort of name being earned. I'm curious about what sort of name I'd get if I were a Space Marine.
3 lives. You are strange. Space Marines can be argued as having 3 lives at most. Human, Marine, and Dreadnought pilot. But you've had 3 lives while human. Honestly, I've begun to assume you're just a perpetual, but given when I put a bolter into your head, I'm not entirely sure. Though Trezin actually has no idea what the name even means.
I know I have a high recovery rate, but I'm still human and can't seem to regrow my pancreas, which is unfortunate. Man, I'd give both my arms and legs to not be diabetic. You know how much an islet cell transplant costs in my time? $50,000 on the low end. And that doesn't actually guarantee anything. And islet cells are a kind of stem cell that only has gotten from a deceased donor.
David, I'm not a biologist. I really don't care about this sort of stuff. Why is this skit going on so long? Didn't you just say last week that you've had people complaining about the length of these things?
Well, yeah, but this subject isn't a long one. It's not even a review, honestly. I'm talking card games again.
Damn it! Darren has been running a damn train on me with his stupid luck. I swear, I could be playing the damn cool tunes, and he could be running Elemental Heroes alone, and he'd still win. Don't encourage him, please.
Actually, I'm not going to be talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. I'm going to be talking about card games in general, which might actually make him not want to play.
That might be a little extreme. While I don't like playing against him because he siphons any luck I may have, I still enjoy playing.
I don't think he'll actually quit because of this stupid realization I had, but it applies to all card games. In fact, let's see if I can find a meme. Had to make it myself. But I feel like this right here. All the card games fall into one of 2 categories. In category 1, we have upgrade games. Games that are built around the idea of taking one card and upgrading it in some way, shape, or form. Yu-Gi-Oh! Falls into this vibe. In the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and maybe the OCG, I'm not 100% sure because they play it different despite being the same rules, with different ban lists for some reason. Your goal is to upgrade units or cards to be bigger and better. I prefer what's commonly called the beat stick option as a toon player. I use my cards to try and get out Toon Blackluster Soldier, or soon enough, Blue Eyes Ultimate Toon Dragon, or Blue Eyes Toon Ultimate Dragon, whichever, whatever. A Clifford player will be trying to get out the towers as soon as possible. Actually, is towers still usable? Yeah, unlimited, weirdly enough. Synchros, fusions, XYZs, or whatever else the deck goes for, it upgrades. Vanguard is also in this category. You'll upgrade, boost up, and build up. Some decks go from one unit to another unit. Others want you to add things to a monster on the side, and some build a back row to assist the front row. I'm not huge on Vanguard, but my friends are, and they've taught me how to play a little bit. Meanwhile, the other kind of card game is a resource game. Magic the Gathering is this sort of game. The resource is the land cards, with a usage of tapping and cost. You can only play so many lands per turn, and that gives you only so much you can actually do every game. Resource games are much slower than upgrade games, but that doesn't make them bad. Hearthstone is very obviously a resource game, and I'm pretty sure the League of Legends card game is too. What is it called? Riftbound, I think? Who knows. Chaotic is a card game I loved to play as a kid. Now that it's back on the internet, I've been trying to play it, but their website will not work for me. This was a resource game to a point, with the resource being the music abilities, with a bit of the stats and energy as well, but energy is more of life, kind of. Hell, arguably the music as a total is a resource, with every card only able to use so much of it, while also so much in your music hand, along with specific abilities too. But what about Pokemon? Sure, it looks like an upgrade game as it has Pokemon evolving, but they don't build on top of each other like Vanguard does. So there's resources you can only add one of per turn to one Pokemon, if it's in your hand, that is. So Pokemon is also a resource game. To be fair, Wizards of the Coast originally made the Pokemon TCG and Magic the Gathering, so both being resource games makes sense. So Digimon, with its tug-of-war of the resource, seems to be a resource game too, right? Nope, upgrade game. You've got eggs, babies, rookies, champions, elites, and whatever else others. It's been a while since I watched the movies or shows. But these different upgrades build up to low tiers often give an ability or effect to upper tiers if upgraded from them, which is why you're allowed to have a dozen versions of a single card's name, because each version with different artwork and different abilities has different serial numbers and makes a very different card. It's like how nearly every Harpy card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also the original Harpy under the right conditions. Some at all times, which makes deck building difficult, but there is a resource in Digimon like there is an upgrade in Pokemon, but it is not those kinds of games primarily. Then we've got other weird games. Some try to do their own thing, while others just steal from other games. MetaZoo is, or was, a resource game that just mugged Magic the Gathering of its lunch money and lost that fight. Lorcana is also a resource game, but I know so little about that game I can't really describe the resource. I think it's like Hearthstone? Maybe? Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure Riftbound is an upgrade game that uses a resource to upgrade, but I can't be certain of that. Honestly, you can fight me on this notion, and I actually beg you to tell me how I'm wrong. You can't convince me otherwise, because every trading card game is either upgrade style or a resource style. Now I'm curious if I still have my old chaotic cards. I doubt it. I had Maxor card with some decent stats on it as a kid. I'll take a look around. Shove off!